September 27th, 2019. Alright, so at this point, I'm just filming a few areas here just to get as much footage of the park as I possibly can. This is kind of my thing here. I like to document things as much as possible. And this is the park I used to go to as a kid. Long time ago. It's a whole different world. And it really was. You see this area right here? I used to spend a lot of time. Well, first, before I tell you that, let me tell you this. When I was a kid, I'm talking elementary school, I would get on my bike, and I wasn't supposed to be doing this, but my mom would be at work, my grandma would be watching me, and I wasn't allowed to go farther than around the block on my bike. That's how weird my mother was. I mean, this park wasn't that far, but I would get on my bike and come down here when she'd be at work. And I'd ride my bike everywhere. I had a lot of fun. This right here, I thought this was a pretty nice angle. I wanted to get both bushes and screen and the long haul of the bridge here, and I think I captured that quite nicely. I gotta pat myself on the back for that. This was a really nice day. I remember this very well. This was right after the announcements of the impeachment inquiries into Donald Trump. That was on my mind a lot here. When I was thinking about that, I was outraged, of course. I was shocked, to be honest. The world seemed like a different place, but that was before the world, this is before the world really changed. This is before the world really changed. We had no idea yet about the coronavirus that was coming. There was no social distancing guidelines. There was none of that. Everybody was fine. The economy was great. Jobs were plenty. In the back of your mind, you didn't have this constant fear. Alright, you see this part right here, that hill right there. On my bike, I would start from... Hold on. But yeah. Alright, as a kid, I had so much fun. This hill right here, I'd go to the very top of this hill as fast as I could. It seemed so much bigger, especially when you're in elementary school like I was back then. I'd go to the very top, and I'd race down this hill as fast as I possibly could. From here, all the way down as fast as I'd be flying, and you'd end up way back there somewhere, going top speed, heart racing, out of breath, so much fun. I did that so much. Just to go back, turn around on my bike, go back to the top, start again. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, this was the world back before it changed, back before everything went to shit. I would have never thought any of this would have been possible back then. This whole coronavirus. You see, I thought the biggest world-changing event, I mean, that I'd be seeing for a long time, and it wasn't even that world-changing, was the impeachment. You see, the difference is, right now, when the impeachment was going on at this time, there was really not that big of a question as to what the outcome was going to be. Everybody knew that President Trump would be acquitted in the Senate, even back here in September, right when it all began. And so, yeah, it was shitty that the impeachment was going on. The inquiries, the investigations, I mean, all that was shitty, and it angered us, pissed us off royally, but we knew what the outcome was going to be. I mean, number one, President Trump didn't do anything wrong, and we knew that. Number two, the Senate is controlled by Republicans. And the Republicans were never going to remove Trump. It's only the insane Democrats that have a problem with President Trump. So we knew what the outcome was going to be. Now, with this coronavirus going on, it's been going on for months now. We started hearing about this back in early January. I believe I got my first news alert about the coronavirus January 1st. Oh, but yeah, way back here is where my bike would end. But yeah, I started getting my news alerts for the coronavirus around January 1st. And the first reports were, new coronavirus in China, no human immunity, no vaccines, no nothing like that. And then it started growing in China, bigger and bigger. We very quickly, is toward the end of January, got our first coronavirus patients here in the United States. Didn't take long at all. Shut down the country to China January 31st. We ended up having to close down the entire country. We watched in February and late February and early March, we watched as the stock market and the economy, the jobs numbers all melt the fuck down, plummet into the toilet. We watched everything President Trump economically achieved be destroyed right in front of our eyes. It was a horrible sadness. I remember it very well. It sounds weird because I wasn't affected by the economy collapse or the stock market collapse or any of that. I wasn't affected by it, but I was so saddened by it. And, we all had to witness that during, like I said, late February and early March. We've watched the cancellation of every major thing in this country. We've watched all these different people die, famous people, regular everyday citizens, politician relatives, and it's continuing on till now. And we don't know what the outcome of this is going to be. We don't know how long this is going to be around. We don't know anything about this because we've never been through something like this before. So this is totally way different than the impeachment. So this right here I thought was a really nice angle. I wanted to get the bridge from the other side, a whole view, and then kind of slowly ease my way into it. And I saved this view right here. Wait for it. I wanted to wait till I came to the other side of the bridge on my way back and get this shot right here. A 360. Look at that. And it just keeps going. Full turnaround right here. All the way over to the other side of the water right here. It's a beautiful sight. Very good angles. All the way back. And continuing on across the bridge. And the reason I did that and took the 360 on the way back is because I wanted to have, you know, one part of going across the bridge uninterrupted so you get the full effect of that. And then I wanted to, on the way back, since you got the full effect of the bridge, get that beautiful view I just got. Alright. And now let me explain a little bit about why I spent so much time down here at the bottom underneath of this bridge. I spent a lot of time, like I said earlier, riding my bike over here as a kid all the time, even though I wasn't supposed to be doing that. And by the way, this fenced in area with the rocks right here, that was not there when I was a kid. Yeah, we had the rocks, but they were not fenced in. It looks nice, I guess, with the rocks fenced in, but I liked it better the other way. But anyway, as a kid, I spent a lot of time coming down to this park, and when I would come down here, this area right here, I thought this was really cool to play. I would climb. I didn't want to go over here with my, you know, that day, my phone and all that, but I wanted to get it on camera. I would climb on that side too and play with the rocks, and of course on this side underneath the bridge I would play with the rocks and just climb around because I just thought it was cool, you know. I was an elementary school kid, being bad, you know, being rebellious, doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, and for whatever reason I just thought this was a really cool area to hang out. So I had to document this whole area right here because it's a very nostalgic area for me. Come to think about it, this whole park is very nostalgic. I spent a lot of time playing there. This was my favorite park when I was a little kid, like I said, and in elementary school was my favorite park. I mean, I guess I was older. I wasn't really playing at parks anymore. But this was close to my house, which is probably why I rode my bike down here so much. So I spent a lot of time with this park. Later on, when I got older, 21 years old, when I first met up with Asia, I remember, I met Asia on Facebook. We hadn't met in person, ever. The very first time we did, in March of 2013. Very, very late March 2013. This is where we met, not under the bridge, but at this park. This is the park we met at. So it's a very nostalgic place for me. I probably spent more time under that bridge than what I needed to. But that's okay. Now, this right here is a different area of the park. This is another area I used to spend a lot of time at when I was a kid, just because I thought it was neat. And you see that right there? The water was very low this day. We hadn't had a lot of rain in a while, so the water was very low. But normally the water would be overflowing that little concrete slab right there by a little bit. We'd have a little tiny bit of a waterfall going on. When I was a kid, I thought it was really cool. Of course, I'm talking elementary school. I'm talking like 10, 11. I thought it was really cool to take my bike while there's water there and ride it across. And you'd slip and you'd slide. There'd be some like algae type shit going on. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it as a kid. It really brings back a lot of memories. That's why I have to document these special areas. Very special to me. And when something's very special to you, you have to document it. And I had to walk across this. It's absolutely dry today. And I had to take that opportunity to cross it. You see, my wife dropped me off at the park so I could get some footage. I was actually going to record the splash park, and I did, and then I came over here and got some footage because I had some extra time. They went to Kroger's. I don't like going to Kroger's. So here, I thought this was also a very nice view. So I had to get both sides. Very nice. Brings back a lot of memories, like I've been saying. Well, that's about it. This is my very first commentary on one of my videos. I don't know how well it went. I don't know how well it recorded. But I've been wanting to do this, and, for a while now. So, like I said, I'm not 100%. But if anybody out there listened to this and actually enjoyed it, I appreciate you for listening. Tune in again. Watch some more videos. Subscribe. All that happy horse shit. Thanks a whole lot. See you later. I had to come down here too. But yeah. Thanks a whole lot for listening. I'm sure I'll do this again sometime. Later.